What is the spiritual dream meaning of a library? Let's talk about 1946. A 21-year-old street hustler named Malcolm Little gets thrown into prison. He's got a 10-year sentence ahead of him. He arrives angry, spiritually hollow, a man with absolutely nothing left to lose. And, why wouldn't he be? His father was murdered by white supremacists when he was just 6 years old. His mother, completely shattered by it all, was institutionalized. His whole childhood was just a cold handoff between foster homes and a system that expected absolutely nothing from him. Make no mistake, he was on a one-way trip, a collision course with a violent, forgotten end. And then he found the prison library. And he didn't just read, he consumed them. Like a starving man, he copied the entire dictionary by hand. He'd read by candlelight after lights out, straining his eyes in the dark, going page by page, word by word. He read everything: history, philosophy, religion. And somewhere in those pages, he discovered this profound, massive lie he'd been told about himself his entire life. The boy named Malcolm Little was completely dismantled and rebuilt from the inside out. And look, this didn't happen by luck. There was no savior. This was knowledge. The man who walked out of that prison was Malcolm X, one of the most electrifying, dangerous, and necessary minds of the 20th century. A man who could shake entire governments and give the powerless a language for their own rage. So let's be clear, the library didn't just educate him, it resurrected him. It literally saved his life. And when that same exact symbol, the library, appears in your dream, it is not some cute little invitation. It's not a piece of trivia for you to journal about over tea. No, your subconscious mind is sending you an emergency dispatch, a warning, a demand. So it's asking you a question, and I want you to ask yourself right now, not tomorrow. What have you been refusing to learn? What's that undeniable truth you actively ignore every single day? Come on, you know what it is. What part of your own story is just sitting on a shelf inside of you, unopened and collecting dust? What part of you holds the key to saving your own life, the way that library saved Malcolm's? You see, most of us are dying slowly, spiritually. We live these half-lives repeating the same destructive patterns over and over. And it's not because we're broken. It's because we refuse to open the book on the part of ourselves that holds all the answers. We keep ourselves moving, we stay busy, we fill every quiet moment with noise. We scroll and we stream and we brace ourselves against the silence because we're terrified of what we might hear if we actually just stopped. Well, that library dream, that is your soul refusing to let you keep running. It's an intervention. It is your own inner wisdom standing right in your way, demanding that you just stop. So you need to understand, this isn't a gentle invitation. This is a summons, a call to account for what you already know and what you're pretending you don't. Okay, so in psychological terms, the library in your dream represents your collective self. Just think of your unconscious mind as this infinite library. Every experience, every inherited story, every single possibility, it's all in there, cataloged and waiting for you. And that message on your screen, that is your own soul speaking directly to you. And it's urgent. Everything you need is already here. You stored it here. Stop pretending you don't know where to look. The answers that you are searching for out there, they're already inside you. And this isn't some new age idea. The library as a spiritual symbol is ancient. It appears across all kinds of cultures. People call it divine wisdom, the Akashic records, the book of life. It's this universal idea that somewhere everything is written down. Well, in psychological terms, that somewhere is you. Your dreams are the most honest conversation you will ever have. They cannot lie. And when the library shows up, it's because your waking life is demanding the knowledge that you have been withholding from yourself. And that brings us right back to Malcolm. He did not become Malcolm X by accident. He chose, in the absolute worst circumstances imaginable, he chose to walk into that library and begin. He chose to open the book. So the question your dream is asking you is devastatingly simple. When are you going to begin? Part 2, let's get right into it. Look, that library you dreamed about, it's not some random generic symbol. Every single detail, the way the light hit the dust, the feeling in your stomach, that is a specific message, custom made for you for right now. So I need you to listen closely. As we go through these, one of them is going to feel like a punch to the gut. That one, that's your signal. That is the message your soul is screaming for you to hear. All right, first up, the dreams of blockage and depletion. These are the ones that show you what's missing, what you're being cut off from, or what you've been deliberately ignoring in your own life.
If you dreamed of an empty library, let's be real, you are running on empty. You've poured yourself out for everyone else, and now your own inner world is completely barren. Your assignment isn't for next week, it's for today. Go feed your mind.
Did you see locked books? That's just fear, plain and simple, acting like your own personal prison guard. There is a truth you know, deep down, but you are terrified to face because admitting it would mean you have to change everything. Well, it's time to name it. You're the only one holding the key. A dark, abandoned library, this means you've left a part of yourself behind to collect dust. You know, the part of you that existed before the world told you to be realistic. Yeah, her. She's still in that forgotten room, and she has been waiting a very, very long time for you. And if that library was flooded, your wisdom is completely underwater. It's not gone, it's just inaccessible, drowned by a sea of unprocessed emotions. So stop trying to think your way out of it. You can't. You have to drain the flood first. Release the pressure. Okay, so we've talked about what's missing. Now let's shift gears. We're moving away from blockage and into what's awakening inside you. These dreams are about your potential, and it is demanding to be seen. A library on fire. I know, it feels like a nightmare, but listen to me. It is not a tragedy. It is a purification. Your own soul knows that the limiting beliefs you inherited have to burn to the ground to make way for what's true. If you were lost, wandering endless aisles, you don't have a lack of information. You're drowning in it. This is classic decision paralysis. You don't need one more book, one more expert. You need to make a damn choice by the end of today. To dream of infinite shelves, that's your soul grabbing you by the shoulders and shaking you awake. It's showing you the pathetic little ceiling you've placed on your own life and telling you to smash it. You are living too small. This dream is your proof. Finding a secret room? That's about as direct a message as you can possibly get. That room is you. It's a suppressed talent, a gift you've dismissed or been afraid to own. It didn't just appear, it's been waiting to help you. So stop walking past the door. All right, last section. These are the dreams of identity and truth. And let's be clear, these are not gentle suggestions. They are a summons. Your assignment is due now. The childhood library dream is an invitation. It's a chance to go back and audit the stories you were told about yourself before you even had a say in the matter. Your job is to walk in there as the woman you are now and decide which of those old stories actually belong on your shelves. And if you were the librarian, that's your calling, full stop. That wisdom you've gathered was never meant to be a private collection. You have experience that can light the way for someone else. Stop hoarding it. Finding one specific book, that is your subconscious handing you an answer on a silver platter. The title, the color, how it felt in your hands, it is all crucial data. You have to honor the incredible specificity of that message with an equally specific action. And finally, the ultimate challenge, dreaming of forbidden books. Your soul is taking you right to the section where you were told no, that you can't know that it's not for you. Well, now it's time to decide for yourself. Because a woman who has full access to her own inner library, who has walked every aisle, read the locked books, and claimed the forbidden ones for herself, she is ungovernable, in the best possible sense of the word. So at the end of all this, the real question isn't just what did my dream mean? The real question is, what am I going to do now that I'm awake? Which book will you open? Part 3, the mandate. It's time to stop interpreting and start acting on what you know. So, you've decoded the message. You understand what your inner library was trying to tell you. Now what? Because let's be real, understanding without action is totally useless. And this right here is the core truth of it all. If what you know doesn't actually change the way you live, it isn't knowledge. It's just an accessory. It's something you hang on the wall of your mind to look smart. It has zero power. I want you to really think about this. It's like being in that prison library with Malcolm X, reading every single book, soaking up all that wisdom, and then choosing to turn around and walk right back to your cell completely unchanged. That is a choice. To understand is one thing. To stay imprisoned by your own inaction is something else entirely. Okay, let's get practical. I'm going to give you 6 different practices, and as you listen, I want you to notice which one makes you squirm a little, the one that feels like a real challenge. That's your assignment. That is where your growth is hiding. First up, the Dream Dialogue Journal. This is for you if you think on the page. See, your dream used images and symbols to sneak past your logical mind, the part of you that loves to argue with the truth. This journal, it's designed to do the exact same thing. Listen up. These instructions are not suggestions. This is for now, not later. Step 1. Within 5 minutes of waking up, you're going to write for 10 minutes, non-stop. Step 2. You start with the prompt, "In my library there was." Step 3. You ask the hard questions on paper to go deeper. Step 4. You read what you wrote back to yourself, out loud. Your body knows the truth better than your brain does. When you get to the line that literally makes you catch your breath, circle it. That's your mandate. And let's be crystal clear about the stakes. This is not some cute little self-care habit. This is critical. This is emergency self-surgery. You are operating on yourself to save your own life. You need to treat it with that level of seriousness. All right, next, the physical library pilgrimage. This is for you if you can't just think your way through something. You need to move, to feel it, to do it. This practice is all about grounding those abstract dream messages in the real, physical world. So here's your assignment. You have 48 hours. You're going to go to a public library. And no, not a bookstore, a library. Walk slowly, don't look for anything specific. Just feel where your body wants to stop. Let your hand reach out and grab a book before your brain even has a chance to object. Pull it down, read the first paragraph, and just sit with it for 15 minutes. This whole thing, this whole pilgrimage, is about asking yourself one question. The physical library, it's just a mirror for what's going on inside you. Is this book, this section of the library, the exact knowledge you've been avoiding in your actual life? Your body already knows the answer. Okay, for my analytical minds, the ones who need a process, who need structure, we've got the belief audit. Your dream is basically waving a giant red flag, showing you there's a conflict between what you now know is true and the old, outdated beliefs you're still living by. This practice makes that conflict impossible to ignore. It is simple and it is devastatingly effective. Get a piece of paper. On the left side, you're going to list the books you live by, your core beliefs about money, love, what you're capable of. Be honest. Be ruthless. Then, on the right side, you're going to name the author. Who wrote that rule for you? Was it your parents? Society? An old wound that's still calling the shots? Now, here's the killer part. For every single belief you've written down, you ask yourself one brutal question. If you picked this up for the first time today, knowing what you know now, would you choose to believe it? If the answer is no, draw a line right through it. We're not erasing history. We're decommissioning its power over your present. Was your dream library a total mess? Just books everywhere, no order, a feeling of being completely lost and overwhelmed? That is a sign. Your soul is not asking you for more information. It is begging you to stop consuming and start digesting. So for you, we have the Knowledge Fast and Feast. Here's the 7-day plan. For the first 3 days, you fast. That means no new input, no podcasts, no new books, no courses, nothing. You just let the silence in. And that discomfort you're going to feel, that's all the undigested wisdom trying to finally surface. Then, for the next 4 days, you feast. You pick one topic, one single thing, and you go deep. And this is why it works, because a woman who has truly embodied one deep truth is more powerful, more alive, and way more dangerous than a woman who's just skimmed 1,000 different ideas. You're literally starving yourself by overeating information. So stop, digest, and then choose your next meal with intention. Now, if your dream put you in the role of the librarian, the guide, the one leading others through the stacks, you need to listen up. Your soul is done waiting. It's time to stop hiding from your calling to share what you know. This is the teaching practice. And I promise you, it's so much simpler than your fear is telling you it is. Step 1, pinpoint one thing you know deep in your bones, something you've actually lived. Step 2, find one person who needs to hear it. Step 3, share it. Simply. A quick call, a voice note, no perfection, no performance. And step 4, you make it a non-negotiable weekly practice. Here's the bottom line. Your knowledge has zero value sitting on a shelf inside of you.
It doesn't actually become yours until you give it away. It has to be in circulation to have any impact at all. Stop keeping your library locked.
And finally, for the woman who is committed to a life of conscious, ongoing growth, the dream wasn't a one-time thing. It was the start of a relationship. This practice, the monthly inner library check-in, is how you build the structure for that lifelong conversation. So you're going to make an appointment with yourself, first of every month. 30 minutes, no distractions, just you and these 4 questions. They force you to get real about what's actually changed you, what you're avoiding, what's next, and what you're ready to give. This is how real transformation happens, not in some big flash, but in the discipline of showing up again and again. And let's get one thing straight. This is not some fluffy self-care ritual. This is an act of sovereign power. This is you taking the governance of your own life, of your own mind, back into your own hands. We started with Malcolm X, so let's end there. He acted on what he learned, and it cost him his life. You do not have to pay that ultimate price, but there is a price. You have to be willing to be fundamentally changed by what you know. That part is non-negotiable.
You had the dream for a reason. You listened to this for a reason. The time for just understanding is over. The time for action is now. So close this and go do something with what you know.